Greetings. Today we're going to be covering parts of Chapter 3. I felt like as I have gone through that chapter several times that some of the material is really meant for the graduate level. So we are going to be looking at checklists and simple scoring models and not some of the more complex ways to select projects. And you're going to demonstrate that in one of your homework assignments. Now, something that's actually not totally a part of your course is PMI.org, projectmanagementinstitute.org. That's a link that I've given you in the announcements for you to use to do your research for your discussion post. And it is a professional organization that is the gold standard for project management, certifications, and knowledge. So while this course does not prepare you for a certification exam, I thought it was important to include some of the terms that PMI.org uses in the PMBOK, the Project Management Body of Knowledge. So you won't be tested on this, but I do think it's important for you to be exposed to it. Selecting which projects to pursue is not an easy task. There are losses high in all industries over project failure. As your text points out, in the IT industry alone, over $100 billion are squandered every year on projects that weren't successful in some way, and that is just in the IT industry. There are various project screening models used in organization because it is important that we choose projects based on the driving strategy and goals of the organization. So, a simple checklist model is just a list of criteria that pertain to the choice of projects, then applying them to different possible projects. In this example, I've taken two projects from the table in your text on page 84, where we want to maximize key criteria of cost, profit potential, time to market, and development risk. So if you take a look at Project Alpha, cost is performance criteria is high. Profit potential, however, is low. Time to market is medium. Remember, this is one of the key things that we're looking for, but the development risk is low. So that might be something to look at since we probably have already done a project like this before. However, with that profit potential being low, this may not be the project we want to pursue. In Project Gamma, however, we've got cost performance on criteria is high. Profit potential is also high. Time to market is low impact, and development risk is medium. So looking at this, the performance on criteria for cost and profit potential makes the Gamma project more appropriate for our strategic goals. But that is all very subjective. So we need a way to weight these criterion and let us know when we're looking at our projects what's more important. So time to market importance weight is 3. It's very important that we get this to market quickly. Profit potential is 2. So we're more interested in getting the thing to the market than we are for the profit potential. Development risk is 2 because we're going time to market. We can assimilate some of these development risk. And then cost weight is 1. Now that we've determined the importance of each of these criterion, we can make better decisions. So if we look at if we look at the weighted chart, let me go back and notice high, medium, and low are going to be 3, 2, and 1. So Project Alpha, cost is going to be 3, profit potential is going to be 1, time to market is going to be 2, and development risk is going to be 1. So for Project Alpha, we have the importance weight, as we said, of 1. The score was high, so it's a 3. So if we multiply those two, the weighted score is a 3. Profit potential, we said, was a 2, but we scored it as low on our original list, so the weighted score is 2. Development risk, the importance weight was medium, so it's a 2, and we scored it at a 1, so the weighted score is 2. Time to market was very important, so the importance weight was 3. The score was 2, so the weighted score you see of time to market, where we're putting emphasis, is 6. And if you add those weighted scores up, you get a 13. So now we've got a better way to compare our projects. Now let's look at Project Beta. Surprisingly, Project Gamma did not come out on top when we applied the importance weight and scores. So for cost, the importance weight was 1 and the score was a 2. So the weighted score is a 2. The profit potential was a 2. Its score was a 2, so the weighted score is 4. Development risk, importance weight was 2, the score was 2, the weighted score was 4. And then here, look at time to market. The importance weight was 3, the score was a 3, so the weighted score is 9. So the total is 19, bringing beta in far ahead of alpha. And if you look in your textbook, I believe it's on page 85, the gamma was 18, so beta would be the best project to pursue based upon our criterion. The simple scoring model here can be expanded for many criterion, and they can be all different ones depending on the industry that you're in. The project team used their expertise and the weighted importance to come to a conclusion about which project has the best chance of success. So I told you we wanted to talk a little bit about the PMBOK, Project Management Body of Knowledge. And it recognizes portfolios as another way to manage many projects at one time. Now, programs. Program management would be managing multiple projects that are related to each other. But a portfolio is all the projects of an organization. And it is a balancing act to make sure that we are, for example, if we have a bunch of low-risk projects and a bunch of high-risk but high-profit potential projects, we want to see a balance between those. So we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. So it entails decision-making on whether to proceed, and it's often influenced by market condition, capital availability, perceived opportunity, and acceptable risk. And remember, we're talking about all the projects. Then we must prioritize. Organizations have limited capital most of the time and resources. They don't have enough people, so they aren't able to take advantage of every project's opportunity. So they prioritize by cost, opportunity for a big payout, political pressure from top management, risk, a desire for portfolio balance, as I discussed, and that's the way that they determine which of these projects are going to get the most attention, the most resources, or whether or not even to pursue those projects. So all projects are elevated by the company's prioritization scheme. They look at the projects based on the strategy plan and choose those that match the specific criterion. That happens under the review. Then realignment. When new projects are added to the portfolio, they must be assessed. Do they support the strategic goals? Are they making new strategic goals? How are they going to impact the other projects? And once we've done the realignment, then we have the reprioritization. We added new projects. Now we've got to look at where they fall, how they sit, and how they are going to impact other projects. And then that process begins again. So we've demonstrated how to employ checklists and simple scoring models to select projects. And we looked at project portfolios as an important part of managing projects, and that came from projectmanagementinstitute.org. Hope you have a great day.